Episode 5, The Fallen Crown. The end did not come in battle, it came quietly. King Hooligan sat alone in his chamber, the same place where he had once planned wars and later peace. Now there was only silence. His hands, once steady, trembled slightly as he looked out over the kingdom he had built, and hardened. A knock at the door. "Enter," he said, voice weaker than before. Toklim stepped inside. For a moment, neither spoke. Then the king exhaled slowly. "I was not the man you needed at the end," he said. Toklim shook his head. "You were my father, my father." The king gave a faint, tired smile. "That is not always the same thing." A long pause, then quietly. "Do not rule as I did at the last." Toklim stepped closer. Then stay, guide me." But the king's gaze drifted. "I am tired." By morning, the bells tolled. The kingdom stood still as word spread. King Hooligan was dead, not slain, not betrayed, simply gone. The streets filled not with cheers, not with chaos, but with something uncertain. Relief for some, grief for others. Fear. In the throne room, draped in black, Toklim stood before the crown. This time there was no hesitation, only weight. "I will rule," he said, voice steady but quiet, "and I will not lead this kingdom into endless war." A murmur spread through the court, some hopeful, some doubtful. Ginny, now beside Prince Martin, watched closely. He leaned in slightly. "He means it," Ginny nodded. "Yes." A pause. "That's what worries me." Because even as the kingdom mourned, the world beyond it moved. To the north of the divide, the kingdom of the lowlands stirred, a colder land, a harder land, ruled by King Milton, brother to the late Hooligan, a man not known for mercy or patience. Into that land rode a figure long thought dead, scarred, burning, alive. Hooligan II entered the lowlands not as a prince, but as a storm. Milton's court watched as he approached the throne. "You live," Milton said, eyes narrowing. "Barely," Hooligan II replied. "And now," the prince's voice hardened, "now I take back what's mine." Milton studied him, then smiled, slow and dangerous. "You sound like your father, before he grew soft." A pause. Perhaps the kingdom chose the wrong son. Back in the west, Toklim made his first true decision as king. The war council gathered, generals, advisors, nobles, all waiting. "Raise the banners," Toklim said. The room shifted, some relieved, others eager. "But hear me clearly." His voice cut through the hall. "We will build an army." A general nodded. "And march when they come?" Toklim's gaze didn't waver. "No." Confusion rippled. "We will defend our people, protect our borders, strengthen our walls." A pause. "But I will not lead us into war unless there is no other choice," one of the older lords scoffed. "Then you will lose before the battle begins." Toklim met his eyes. "Then we will prove that a kingdom can be strong without becoming cruel." Silence, not agreement, but not defiance either. Later, alone, Toklim stood where his father once had, looking out, waiting. Behind him, Ginny approached. "They won't all follow that path," she said. "I know. And if Hooligan II comes?" Toklim closed his eyes briefly. "Then I'll face him. A beat. But I won't become him. Far to the north, under grey skies and iron banners, an alliance began to form, not of peace, not of hope, but of ambition. And as the winds shifted across the divide, two brothers moved closer to a collision that would decide everything. Next episode, we can go big. Hooligan 2.